welcome back to my channel and welcome to my final installment of 13 by Halloween. So this video is actually going to go up just a tiny bit after Halloween, but I'm filming this, what is today? October 14th? So I'm actually filming it 2 weeks before Halloween. Reason being is we're actually getting ready to go on our honeymoon, which is super exciting. So next weekend I need to clean, pack, do laundry, all of that. And then the weekend after that, we will be on our honeymoon. And then we're actually coming back like on Halloween. And so I just didn't have time between now and then to film another update. And I didn't want this to be like too far after Halloween, you know what I mean? Whatever, it really doesn't matter. But if you guys are unfamiliar, 13 by Halloween is a project pan challenge where I picked 13 products that I wanted to finish up before Halloween. And I started this project, I want to say it was like the end of August or something like that. Actually, I have my planner in front of me so I can see, got my planner right here. When I posted this video, 13 by Halloween, I posted on August 3rd. So actually it was the beginning of August. So I had all of August, all of September, and like half of October to finish these products. So I tried to pick products that were realistic, and I think I did a pretty dang good job. So I did do an update that I posted like the end of September. I can tell it, September 25th. I posted my first update, but this is gonna be a final installment to tell you guys how I did. And I will say overall, I really enjoyed this challenge. I think it was a great way for me to force myself to use products that I either otherwise wouldn't have used, that were going bad, or that I probably would have ended up decluttering if I didn't just use them. So I really enjoyed this challenge. If you guys like Project Pan videos, please let me know down below because I would like to do another one. I kind of want to do like 13 by the end of the year. You know, it's like something catchy, something fun. I mean, 13 by Halloween just seemed to make sense. But I'm kind of thinking of doing another one. So let me know if you guys like those kinds of videos. So I'm gonna stop blabbing, and I have all of my Project Pan 13 by Halloween stuff here, and we're just gonna turn back to my list and hop into it. Okay, so the first thing on my 13 by Halloween was this primer right here. It's the Touch and Soul I said that really weird. Touch and Soul No Problem Primer. I do not remember if I had finished this in my last update or not, but it is definitely gone now. When I started the project, this bottle was maybe half full, maybe a little bit less than half full. But needless to say, I used every last drop of this primer. I took out the stopper, I scraped it. There's a tiny bit stuck to the can or the jar that I can't seem to get out. But I do have to say, I liked this primer as a pore filling primer better than pretty much any other pore filling primer that I own. I like it better than Benefit Professional. I like it better than the Tarte Clean Slate. So I have a feeling I will probably solely repurchase this one going forward. I just need to finish up what I already have in my collection. So I finished that one up. I had a eyeshadow base as my second item. So my NARS Smudge Proof eyeshadow base, this was something that I knew I was going to finish up anyway, so it's kind of like an easy gimme for me. But this is kind of my holy grail go-to eyeshadow base. I've actually found another one that I like. Oh, that's so much cheaper, the CoverGirl Lid Lockup that I'm using now. So I have repurchased this, but it's kind of on backup. I want to use the CoverGirl one first. But you can see I actually took the stopper out of this and scraped it out, and I got every last drop out of this. I probably used this way longer than I should have. It definitely was like expired, but that's okay. I probably used this particular bottle for like 9 months. But yeah, that is completely gone. The Too Faced Sweetie Pie bronzer is one that I did not quite finish up. I did do an honest attempt at finishing it up, but here's what it looks like. I hit major pan on the product. You can see all of this right here is pan. There's still a bit left, and I think the reason why I didn't finish this up is I started to rediscover my love for Milk Chocolate Soleil and Chocolate Soleil, which are also matte bronzers by Too Faced, and I've just been using those like crazy. Like today I used Milk Chocolate Soleil, so I just kind of rediscovered my love for other bronzers, and I honestly forgot that this was in that project. Or else I probably would have finished it up, but I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep it in my everyday makeup drawer, and I will definitely finish that probably by the end of the year. The fourth product I had was my Too Faced Cocoa Powder Foundation, which is right here. This is completely gone. There's maybe a little bit left like around the edge, but this is a product that is discontinued, so I'm unable to repurchase it. But it is a powder foundation. I discovered though that I don't like it as much as a powder foundation as I used to. I've discovered other powder foundations that I prefer much more. But this was a great kind of setting powder. I would use it to either, if I put like a lot of concealer on and like drug it down, then I would use this to kind of set my whole face and call it a powder foundation. But more or less, I would use this to set like BB creams or really lightweight foundations, and that's kind of what I had been using it for. So this is gone. I would repurchase it if it was available, but it's not. And also, like I was saying, I have found other powder foundations that I like a little bit more, but I'm glad that I was able to finish that one up. The fifth product on my list is MAC Peach Blossom Lipstick, which I have right here. You guys would not believe how difficult it is to finish an entire tube of lipstick. And I thought this was gonna be easy because it was like half gone. And so I was like, oh yeah, that'll be easy. I'll finish it up definitely in a month and a half, 2 months and a half, 2.5 months, whatever. No, it's really hard to finish an entire lipstick. Like I wore this almost every single day and I still have a little, I mean, this is rolled all the way up. I can't roll it up anymore. And there's still like a little tiny bit left. It's actually, I mean, it's pretty much gone. I can probably, you know, I gotta pop some on my lips right now. I will say this has been my favorite lipstick for a long time. I've already repurchased it. I wore it on my wedding day. It's definitely like a go-to favorite must-have lipstick. It's just, I don't know that I can put a full-size lipstick in a project pan ever again because it was really hard to finish up. So I'm probably just gonna go ahead and toss this out because it's pretty much gone. So that was my fifth one. My sixth product is another facial primer by Guerlain. And it was their Guerlain L'Or facial primer. I will say I really wish it was possible to kind of pop this off and scrape it out because this is a very, very, very expensive facial primer, and there's a tiny bit left like stuck to the sides of the glass that I really wish I can get out and use because I don't want to waste any bit of this. But for the most part, this is completely gone. This is a great primer. I do have another one that I received via PR. So I will use it because I have it, but I don't think that I'll ever purchase this primer again. It was just way too expensive. The next product I have is the Kat Von D Lock-It Setting Spray. This is one where it was hard for me to tell how much I had used. And then one day it started to kind of like spit weirdly at me and I was like, I'll bet you this is almost gone. And so I opened it up and I kind of like dumped it and like a little bit plopped out and then it was gone. So I used this up in its entirety. I will say this is a really good mattifying setting spray. It had a nozzle that was different than any other setting spray I've ever used before, where you pressed it and it kind of had like a longer, like a, does that make sense? Probably not. It just had like a stronger, longer mist that was very, very fine. And I did like it. I don't think I'll purchase it again simply because I think I like Urban Decay All Nighter just a little bit more. So I don't think I'll repurchase it again, but it was really good. The Lancome Stick Foundation I finished up as of my last update, so you guys have already seen this. I got a lot of comments of people saying that I should scrape the product out and continue to use what's like inside the tube. I probably could do that, but to be totally honest, I'm not going to. I think it's just a lot of work. I get ready super fast in the morning right before work, and I honestly don't have time to sit there and scrape and fiddle with the product like that. To my knowledge, or to what people are saying, there's like a ton left in here. But I'm just gonna go ahead and toss this. It's also very, very old, so it needs to go. It's a great stick foundation though. I think if I'm ever gonna repurchase a stick foundation, it will probably be that one. So there's that. Then I had the Maybelline concealer and the Tarte Shape Tape concealer. So I did end up finishing up both of those. I thought I had, oh, I also had the Dior concealer. So the Dior concealer I actually decluttered and threw away. For some reason I threw this in there too. I don't know why. This was not part of my project. But this is the NARS. I finished up a lot of concealers recently. The NARS Radiant, Creamy Radiant Concealer. This was not part of the project, but I finished that up too. I don't know why that was in my bag. So the Dior concealer I decluttered. If you watched my declutter video, you will see when I swatched that it was like oxidized and very, very yellow. So it it wasn't a good color match for me anymore, so I actually threw that out. But these two I did finish up. So the Tarte Shape Tape, this was a really old one. This took me literally like a year to finish up, but it's gone. I could probably pop the stopper out of it and get a couple more scrapes, but it's kind of dried out because it is so old. So I finished that one up. And then the Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin was a really good concealer, you guys. I kind of was saying in my last update that I feel like there wasn't a lot of product in the tube. I feel like I used it very, very quickly, like much quicker than any other concealer I've owned. So I don't know if that's because like maybe it had dried out a little bit or what, but I mean, I definitely have used it all up. I could probably again pop the scraper out, the stopper out of it and like get a little bit more, but I don't think it's worth it at this point. But yeah, this was a really, really good concealer. I would consider purchasing this over some of the high-end concealers I own in the future. So really super good. Let's see, the next one is the Benefit Ka-Brow. I made barely any progress on this, you guys. So if you're unfamiliar, this is a pomade brow product, and it actually, you don't need very much at all to do a brow. Like I used it on my brows today, but like it's literally like you dot it in there and that's enough to do your whole brow. Like you could probably, if it didn't dry out and it didn't go bad, you can probably have one of these and use it for like 3 or 4 years. Like it takes forever to use it. So I mean, I made some progress and I'll keep it. It hasn't dried out on me or anything like that. It's still a great product, so I'm going to keep it and continue to use it, but I will not put this in a project pan ever again. The next one on here is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar Mini Palette. So my goal on this was to hit pan on one color, which I did actually do. So I'm very proud of myself for that. I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter this from my collection. So there's the color that I hit pan on. I'm going to declutter this from my collection because I just have other eyeshadow palettes that I love a little bit more. And the color that I hit pan on is probably the only color in this palette that I will ever hit pan on, simply because these darker colors I just don't use very often. And if I do, I will use the color that's incorporated with another palette that I'm using. Like I'm not going to go out of my way to fish this out of my collection and use it. It is a really cute palette in theory. You know, it's small, it's kind of like the size of a credit card. You know, you can throw it in your makeup bag, in your purse, and for a reason like that, it's probably really good, but I don't keep makeup in my purse. I only keep makeup in my vanity. So, I don't know. I mean, there's pros and cons. It was a good palette, but I wouldn't recommend it or repurchase it, and I'm going to declutter it now that I hit pan on the one color. The next thing I have, ooh, I forgot to take this out, my Chanel Cream Shadow. So this one I was able to get a little bit more use than I thought because I started to use it with a brush. So using it with my finger, I ended up, it's dried out. So it's gotten to the point where using it with your finger, you get very, very, very little color payoff. I mean, there's a little bit, but when you use it with a brush, I was able to almost use it as like a pressed pigment because it's dry, you know what I mean? So I was able to kind of scrape the brush in a little bit more and just get a little bit more, see that? A little bit more pigment out of it. And so that's how I've been using it, is with a brush kind of dotted in the middle of my eye. And I got more use out of it than I thought I was going to. With that said, I'm going to declutter it now because it is dried out and it is a little bit difficult to use, and I have other cream shadows that I like a little bit more. So it's seen better days, it's lived its life. It's time to get rid of it. So that was that. And then my bonus products, because that's 13 products. I did add 2 extra, so I had 15. One of them was the Dior concealer that I already talked about, and then the other one, the last one, is the Mally Beauty eyeliner. So this one I did not finish up, and I'm going to get rid of it. Reason being, I mean, I almost finished it up, but this eyeliner is super duper old and it's really, really dried out. And like if I do one swipe, you'll see how like, it's just, you have to really push on it. And then in order to smudge it out, like I usually do, you really are tugging on your eyelids probably more than I would like to. So because of that, I'm decluttering it from my collection. I'm actually just gonna throw it in the trash because it's old and you don't wanna be tugging on your eyelids, give yourself premature wrinkles. It's not worth it at this point. I mean, it's almost gone, it's lived its life, you know what I mean? I just have better black eyeliners that I like more. So with that said, I finished up 1, 2, 3, I'm gonna say I finished up the MAC lipstick because I pretty much did. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of my 13 products. And I hit pan on 1, 2. 2. So oh no, 3. No, 2. So I hit pan on 2. I didn't make a dent in 1, 2. And I decluttered 2 of them. So honestly not bad, and I really did enjoy this project. So yeah, let me know if you guys, like these kinds of videos. If you participated in the 13 by Halloween, link your video for me down below so that I can see what kind of progress you made. And I think that's about it. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.